Hi, this is Exorcist, a show that sometimes look at hobby supplies that you can use on your Gunpla. This time, we are looking at another Yamadakagaku offering, their miniature handguns and their miniature sniper rifle. Now, I get this from Daiso, as usual. So let's start with the simpler, just mainly one item sniper rifle. It is not really a sniper rifle, it is a Beretta M82 looking thing. It is mostly accurate. I did modify the grip, which we will talk about later, but otherwise very good Beretta looking thing for 1/12 scale. And we do have a bipod option. We are having a folded one here, and you can swap it for a deployed one. The magazine is detachable, but it does have a big peg or fin for the magazine to be put on. So I guess the idea is you buy a second one, and for that one you chop off this peg so that you got a separate magazine and then a gun without magazine. The butt plate is a separate in assembly, but I don't know what replacement can you go with it. The scope is fixed, which is kind of nice. The Tommy Tech with their separate scope is kind of finicky and you need to glue them anyway, so not a bad thing to be molded in. The muzzle device is separate, but the barrel is just a shallow scope. But I guess the whole thing is black, so it's not that important. And as always, you have the display stand, and you still got all the extra hooking options for it. But as far as I can tell, even sideways you do it. But as far as I can tell, even if you want to mount it sideways, you still just use these two tall prongs to do it. So, like this. So this is pretty straightforward, even more straightforward than their other offerings. And not a bad way to get a 1/12 scale anti-material rifle, sniper rifle. Now move on to the more chaotic assortment. We have two pistols. They are very thin, so probably single stack. Anyway, one is a MNP looking thing, and the other is like a Glock with a SIG P223 slide. Or actually, it does have the disassembly here, so it is a SIG 223 with a very Glock looking handle. Either way, I would say these are pretty good scope for their price, so I keep them unmodified. We also get two magazines, although they're different, but not different enough that you know people can really tell if you mix them up. They are also firing or lock open version of the pistol, Glock 223. I keep it unmodified, and the MMP I modify it because the scopes or the features on the handle are good guide for me to work on it, so I modified this one. This one remains unmodified because I do think they do a good job with how much limit they're working on. So yeah, pretty nice. These are holster loops, two different size, for different body size, 1/12 figurine, or maybe even a 3 3/4 inch figure might be able to use this one as well, although the pistol will be super large. It is a okay holster, not super stable, but not super bad either. And then we also get some knives. I guess you need them for CQC. I put in more of the hooks on this stand. The tall one near the middle are for flat display, and for sideways display you use these single hook ones. You do want to have them this close so that it is up against the back of the gun. But yeah, for display, this is pretty cool as well. Just a bit, more scattered because these are smaller items like smaller guns and smaller weapons. Just a quick look at the packing card. Pretty standard things, but yeah, everything they list on the packing card is in the package. Now, for compatibility, for the Beretta thing, the original handle is too big. That's why I have to modify it. And now it will go into Gundam's hand. While it does go into Gundam's hand, this dock is really interfering with the forearm. So I would either need the special bullpup hands for this, or I need a arm that is less blocky than Gundam's. Just to show you how well the fitting actually is. Yeah, Gundam can use it like a tonfa, a very long range tonfa. That he would have trouble using it the right way around. Yeah, it's not going deep enough. And I dug up one of the builder hands, which have a swivel width. So let's just put this on, and let's try it on this guy. So yeah, with the right hand option, you can have Gundam building this Beretta looking thing very good, or natural enough looking. Although I would like to show the fruits of my labor. It is not super close, but it is close enough. I mean, I can get rid of the trigger guard altogether if I want to make it look flush, but on a older style of hand where they have a round peg space and a slot space, you can put in this pistol quite comfortably with the trigger guard on. So I will keep this way in case I am going to put them on some older HGs or newer HGs that have hands that is similar to the dimension of this older one. With this older style of hand, the unmodified guns would fit in it as well. It is kind of silly without the trigger finger, but if we grab one of those trigger finger hands, it would be on it pretty well. Alternatively, we can have them pistol whip with them, so that's cool. As for the knives, the modified one is actually slightly too thick for the standard hand, and they are close to 3mm, so if there's a 3mm peg or socket, you can put these knives on. Just extra ideas for you. And I have this slightly modified one that still have the peg working, but it would fit on the hand perfectly. So yeah, how about a combat knife for Gundam? Actually, how about some CQB for Gundam? As for the holsters, the large loop is just not quite big enough for Gundam. Maybe for a lax, chunky mobile suit, like a Grace, would be able to wear them on the waist. Otherwise, you can try to wear them on the thigh. I mean, with some modification, of course. The scale is okay. Not the best, but... So yeah, I do think these are nice extra options for Gundam. If you want more human realistic looking weapons for your Gundam, they're good. Especially, for how cheap they are. They are from Daiso. It's supposed to be 100 yen in Japan, but, shipping, etc. So prices will vary, but that's relatively low price zone. For the price, I don't think you can really complain about this. And unlike those army men, they are made in Japan from Yamadakagaku's own factory. So not quite the best quality, but it is not as bad as those ones. They are fairly close to Gunpla's plastic quality uh, in terms of working on them, building them, etc. I guess I would give them a SAGA rating. Style, pretty realistic, pretty good sculpts. So I will give it an A for being what they are advertised as. Action, they are single pieces, but you do get the different fire mode. You do get a bipod option. So action is okay. Let's give it a B. Gimmick, the stand, and the general peripheral, I think is pretty okay. So I will also give it a B. Absence is definitely an S. Daiso offering fairly low price and great availability in general. So just another good offering from Yamadakagaku and Daiso. Or two. Thanks for watching. See you next time.